Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, today, what happened? Well, we got some urgent news. MicroStrategy is gone. It's gone, guys. And it's been replaced with just strategy. What kind of strategy? Bitcoin strategy. So let's talk about this big announcement and what it means. And there's something else attached to this too. So let's talk about it. And let's talk about everything else that's going on in the world of crypto. All right, let's do it, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, today wasn't so good for Bitcoin. It wasn't bad either, but right now we're at 97. I do have a prediction for you guys. I do have a theory I'm going to share with you guys. I shared on my X earlier, and we're going to see if it's right and why we fell down to where we did, like 96.2 again, or 96.1. And I'm going to tell you guys where I think we're going to head up to. Maybe tomorrow or this weekend, but I'm going to show you guys. All right. So what was the big news today? Aftermarket, MicroStrategy reported he's been hinting that something big is about to be announced like this since this morning, the whole day, hinting. And the big thing is this rebrand, right? And I think this is a good one. MicroStrategy, there's just something to it. You know, no one wants to be known as micro. If you get what I'm saying. Strategy just sounds a whole lot better, right? And he bought the domain name also, Strategy. And, you know, this fancy new website looks awesome. Very clear, right? You go to it, you could see the market cap, the price, the ticker, the 3-month return, 1-year return, all that stuff, the debt, asset. You got some fancy charts. Some of the stuff that he's been posting, like, for example, MicroStrategy's return versus some of the big tech stocks like NVIDIA, Tesla, Meta, even versus Bitcoin. MicroStrategy is even outperforming Bitcoin, right? Also, the history, you know, the Saylor acquisition, you know, the dots, right? He put it on here and he broke it down exactly how much and which day. He put it all on here. This is really nice. So there's no more guessing. Like, you don't have to wait for Saylor to post it on X. It's just all on his fancy new website. I really like it. I really like it. And I just noticed there's a merch store too. Now you can get strategy merch. Get a fancy backpack for $96. You get a water bottle for $26. You get a t-shirt sold out for $36. Man, he's killing it. He's killing it with this rebrand. I didn't even know. And then there's software too. AI powered. This is all new. I didn't click into the website. I didn't click into other things. But this is awesome. Also, very important, Bitcoin count, 471,000, right? He did not purchase any recently, but we know that this quarter he has gone on a buying spree, and that's not all. There's going to be more. However, in Q4, he did lose 670 million, so that's not good. Mostly because of just buying a whole lot of Bitcoin, I guess. He bought 218,887 Bitcoin. He basically doubled his Bitcoin holding within 1 quarter. So that's a strategy. But that's not all. That's not all. Starting tomorrow, he is going to release a new stock called Strike. This is going to be interesting. I've never heard of this before. Now, some of you guys may be more familiar with this, but he's offering this new strike stock, and you can convert it with a 10-to-1 ratio. So 10 of these strike stocks is equal to 1 MicroStrategy stock. Okay, and he's going to be selling 7.3 million of these shares at $80 a share. And basically he's going to raise $500 million, right? And what is he going to do with that $500 million? Guess. Guess what he's going to do with that? Buy more Bitcoin with it, right? So this is completely new. This is not issuing more shares. This is offering a new stock with a new ticker. I don't know. I'm just not familiar. Maybe other companies have done this before. I've never heard of it before. This is part of his new strategy, right? Like I don't know how this is gonna work. Is Wall Street gonna love this? Maybe not. Maybe we'll see. It gets listed tomorrow. He's just like, just like coming up with all these ways to leverage as much as possible to buy as many Bitcoin as possible. We'll see if it works. We'll see if it works. But it's good for us because he's taking up all the circulating supply out there. So the supply shock is definitely in effect. And here's something else that's pretty positive. FDIC. You guys know this, right? It's what insures your money in our banks in the US. They plan on revising the bank guidelines so that banks can go ahead and custody crypto and tokenize assets, right? And I kind of theorized this. I think at some point they're going to assure also the custodied assets as well. Because right now they insure obviously your money in the bank up to $250,000 per person or $500,000 for a couple. I bet they're going to extend that to like crypto. For example, up to $250,000 worth of Bitcoin or something. I think they're going to do that. Not right away, but eventually that's what this is going to lead towards. Because obviously if they're qualified to be custodians of crypto, then why not have insurance on top of that? And if that happens, that's going to be very compelling for a lot of people, knowing that their crypto is going to be insured. However, it's still not optimal because it can still be confiscated, right? It's not self-custody. So you still have that risk. So then you have to decide, do you want someone else to hold it but have insurance and it could be confiscated from you, or have self-custody without insurance, right? So then you have to decide which one you want. But it's going to go there. It's going to go there. Here's something else. Elon proposes putting the US Treasury on a blockchain for full spending transparency. So citizens can track taxpayer dollars in real time. That's kind of interesting. Probably not on the Bitcoin blockchain. Probably on Solana or somewhere else. But yeah, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. All right, what else is there? Blackrock is going to launch Bitcoin ETPs in Europe. This is basically like an ETF, very close to an ETF. And we already know BlackRock, the ETF in America, bought like 500,000 Bitcoin already. So once this launches in Europe, it's probably going to be just as good. Again, taking more Bitcoin out of circulation. So the supply shock is going to increase. Here's something else. Rainforest Foundation, they're out of Latin America. They plan on buying Bitcoin. They're going to have a strategic Bitcoin reserve, just like the United States, just like the states themselves, just like strategy, just like everyone else. You see, like everyone's jumping in on a bandwagon. It's never too late to get involved with Bitcoin. Even at its current level, even new people coming in, they look at it, it's like, oh my God, it's too high. It's never too late. You can buy fractional Bitcoin. You can buy 0.0001 Bitcoin. It's never too late because Bitcoin is worth accumulating over a long haul. Yeah. The price over time will keep on going. Realized cap keeps going up. As you can see, it just keeps on going and going and going and going. And, you know, currently we're kind of like, you know, going sideways here, right? Like we're kind of like, I know there's volatility, but like if you zoom out, like currently we're in that like kind of like that channel. We're not really moving. So I have a theory of why we're like where we are right now. Why we went down a little bit. It's due to this. And I've shared this with you guys before. This is on Binance. I think Binance or some whales on Binance, you know, they're just driving out leverage. You know, we've seen this time and time and again. And, you know, if you look at this, it's night and day what they're doing, right? We were on the top of the, you know, within this channel. Let's just say the top channel, the two liquidation levels. Okay, so right up here, right around like 99.3, and then on bottom here, right around 96.4. We were up there, then Binance or the whales drove us down to clear out the longs, and we broke through that level, right? We hit 96.2 today. So all these longs got liquidated. And guess what? We're coming back up. So my theory is now that we hit the bottom, cleared out most of the longs, guess what's next? Clearing out the shorts. So as you can see, there are some shorts here. The 97s have a decent amount of shorts leading into the 98s. And then I think what's going to happen is Binance or the whales is going to clear these out. There's a whole bunch of shorts that will get liquidated at these levels, the 99s right before the 100,000. So I think that's where we're heading, of course. So all this was just to drive out the longs once again. Now it's time to drive out the shorts. We're going to head up. Clear out all the shorts here, the 97, 98s, and then the 99s, and we'll be back above 100,000 again. So it's like rinse and repeat. It's like that's what they're doing. Just keep wiping out the longs and shorts, up and down, up and down. That's why we're not moving right now. It's like it's like almost too predictable if you're looking at this. At least that's my theory. I could be wrong, but you know, it's if you're looking at this, it's just like it makes a lot of sense. And I don't know if it's just Binance itself. This is looking at Binance, and they do have the largest volume for perpetual futures, right? So it makes a whole lot of sense. So we may be on our recovery tomorrow, Friday, into this weekend, right back up to 100,000, and then you're going to have all these shorts liquidated as well, right? We'll see. We will see. But this is all short-term, guys. This is all short-term. Long-term, like I've been saying, everything adds up. We're getting Bitcoin removed from the supply. Supply shock is in effect. So this is all like short-term distractions. Long-term, Bitcoin is definitely going to go a lot higher. right? Especially, just look at Saylor. Just look at what Strategy is doing, right? When you buy $200,000 Bitcoins in a single quarter just from one entity alone, that's going to have an effect long term, right? So don't be discouraged. Just know that right now there might be some whale games or exchange game going on, but it's just a small little distraction on our way up to new heights by the end of this year. And it's not just for Bitcoin. It's for all of crypto. Well, most crypto, not all of crypto. Okay. Van Eck predicts Solana is going to hit $520 by the end of this year, which I think is super, super, super conservative. I think it's really, 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 really conservative. I think Solana's going to be above $1,000. Okay, and there's many, 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 many reasons why. They have upgrades coming. They have all the volume. They got all the memes. They got all the dApps. They got everything. They got all the developers too. Number of new crypto developers in 2024, more than Ethereum. Just look at that. Number one. Like I've been saying, every single metric basically is leading the way on Solana. But Base also has a lot. You got a lot of L2s too. So Ethereum's definitely not going away. You got Base, Arbitrum, Optimism, Starknet. All of these are based on Ethereum. So obviously, in cumulative, there's still a lot of stuff going on, right? Wormhole also bring interoperability to Solana and all the assets on top of Solana. That's coming. That's pretty cool. And just everything, right? This is not everything, but you get the picture of some of the stuff that's on here. And some of the biggest dApps out there, like Render, Helium, Jupiter, I don't know. There's many others I can't even think about. Some of the most popular ones are all on top of Solana. What else is there? Ondo. I know a lot of people like Ondo. Ondo recently launched their new tokenization platform for U.S. securities. So if you're overseas, you're not in the U.S., you're able to buy like stuff that's in the U.S. For example, what kind of stuff? You could buy NVIDIA stock. You could buy Tesla stock, tokenized, okay? You could buy S&P 500 ETF. You could buy a dollar yield. You could buy this U.S. aggregate, right? This is all just like for overseas. Obviously, if you're in the U.S., you could already buy these, you know, on the with your brokerage. But this is all like overseas. So they're tokenizing stocks and ETFs, right? So this is real world assets, RWA. They're fully involved. So they're down. They're down huge right now. But maybe things will change. They have a big summit that's coming up tomorrow, right? Maybe they're going to announce something. They got some big guys speaking tomorrow. You got Sergey from Chainlink. You got Fidelity. We'll see. We'll see if there's something good that's going to come out tomorrow. All right. That's pretty much it. Tonight's DCA day. So I got it pulled up already. Unfortunately, the portfolio went down a little bit since last week because a lot of the alts suffered. But overall, no need to panic. Overall, the portfolio is still up about 88%. Although last week, I think we were at like 105 or 108%. So we did slide down a little bit. But that's good because that means we get to buy at a lower price. We get a DCA at a lower price, right? That's what we want. All right, so I gotta decide what to DCA this week. $100. So portfolio is already more than 50% in Bitcoin. So I don't need to add more Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin is still the best performing asset in this portfolio, besides Snack. Snack has done very well. But this goes to show you, outside of altcoin season, it's really hard to outperform Bitcoin. So you look at all-time performance, there are some that are still in the red just from like one bad week. But others, even Solana, as good as it's been, still has not outperformed Bitcoin, surprisingly. I've been DCAing to the American-based crypto last few weeks. Man, some of these memes and some of these gaming projects and some of these Cosmos projects have not done well. But I'll hold on to them. I'm just not going to DCA into them. I don't know. This is tough. Jose says take out the garbage. I do want to do that, but I don't know if I would want to do it now. But, you know, if I'm being honest, a lot of these I would remove. Like Myro as a meme, I have just no interest in it anymore. Like Celestia, you know, I think there are better plays. There are some. Polygon, I would change Polygon for something else at this point. Yeah, but you know what? I'm just gonna leave it a little longer. What am I gonna put into? I don't know. I just cover Ondo. I don't have any RWA plays. I could just add Ondo. I really don't have anything. And Ondo's down severely from its all-time high. So let's see. What is Ondo at? Even though I've always said I don't like what Ondo does, but now they're getting more interesting. Actually, you know, they're not that far off from their all-time high. $2 is all-time high. They're 135. Since February, they've been killing it. You know what? I'm just gonna add Ondo. I'm gonna put the whole thing into Ondo. Good time as any. Put something new in the portfolio. All right, let's refresh. All right, where is it? There we go. Right under Hedera. Yeah, so this week added something new, a new RWA play. All right, let's do some Q&A. How many Costco water bottles fit in a Cybertruck bag? I don't know, man. It'll be a lot. A lot. That Cybertruck bed, I used it today to pick up this, I don't know, this ottoman. It's a pretty big bed. It's 6 feet by, I don't know, 4 feet. But I will say this, the range in a Cybertruck in winter sucks. Sucks really badly. I've had a lot of Teslas, and I know EV cars generally in the winter doesn't do well. Batteries don't hold the charge as much, and it has to heat up and all that. I get it, but the Cybertruck, man, the range sucks in the winter. Isaac sent a super chat saying add some algo. I don't think I have algo in the DCA portfolio. I might think about it. Garrett asked XRP, think it will skyrocket? Yes. New type, no. I don't know what plum is. Made 120 gallons hard cider wine this year. This is a good year. That sounds interesting, I guess. Jim, I don't know how to answer that question. Don't ask me a question like that. Rodrigo, do you plan on selling all your alts by the end of this year? No, I don't. I'm going to take a lot of profits, but no, I don't plan on selling everything. As long as you take enough money out, it's fine to leave a lot in. And we may have, there's a good chance of a super cycle. So even though we have corrections, there's a good chance we're not going to have that 85% correction and alts go down 99%. Is it a good time to start rotating Bitcoin into alts? No, I don't think so. Just look at how strong Bitcoin still is versus the alts. The alts recently they've taken a beating, but Bitcoin is still holding strong. Michael, George, I'm having my first son this month. Give me some fatherly advice. Congratulations. I don't think any guy is ready to be a father. Everyone just like kind of learns as they go. So don't feel like you need to know how to be a father. You'll just know. You're not going to like really, this is the best advice I could give you, but I don't think anyone will follow this because in the moment, no one ever does. But all the annoying things that irritate the hell out of you about your kids, like everyone gets annoyed, right? Like especially if you have a newborn, you go wake up in the middle of the night, if they like throw up, they're like, pooping everywhere and all that stuff. Everyone hates to go through that. But like all the good stuff, make sure you cherish it and not spend all your time like on your phone or trading or like working, like try to cherish it because once they grow up, it's like it's gone. You're not going to get it again unless you have a second kid or a third kid or whatever, right? But once your kid grows up, man, like for me, like I always look at like my kids when they were younger, like all those pictures and stuff, and I really wish I spent more time with them. So I feel like that's how most parents are, but like during the moment, you never feel that way. You just get frustrated. You just want them to like get older and be more self-sufficient. But once they are, then you wish they were less self-sufficient and you could spend more time while they're younger. So that's the only thing I could tell you. But it's hard to follow that. Jess Neal, who do you think has the bigger upside, AVAX or Sol? Oh, that's tough. That's tough. I still think Sol does. I have shares in MicroStrategy. Will it automatically convert to Stark? No. No, it's a totally different stock. It won't. It's a totally different. You don't have to worry about conversions or anything. Yeah, time goes by really fast, especially with kids. You know, it's sad to think about, like, the statistic is by the time your kid hits 18 or something, that is 75% of all the time you will spend with your kids. Your kid. Something like that. Like, it's mind-boggling. Like, all the time you would spend in your life with your kids, I think 75% is done by the time they hit 18 or something. Because afterwards, after they go to college and stuff and they're on their own, obviously they're not going to be spending a lot of time with you anymore. But if you think about it that way, man, you really should be spending a lot more time with them. But again, in the moment, right? Obviously, everyone has to work. Everyone wants to have their alone time. People want their own time to watch whatever, football or watch movies. Everyone wants to be on their phone, you know, do this and that. And, you know, but really, when it's all said and done, you should have just spent more time with your kids. MK says, unless your kid lives with you until you're 30. Well, I guess that's true. I guess that's a different story. You know, maybe then I think the perspective changes. Starlight says, you all gonna make me cry. That's life, man. That's life. Awesome Austin. Can you see your DCA portfolio hitting 500K by 2025? Well, first of all, we're in 2025. Second of all, can this hit 500,000? That's more than 10x. Man, that's going to be challenging, but I don't know. I think there is a chance, but very small chance. I said at the beginning that I think by the end of this cycle, this could hit like 200,000, something like that. So from this point, it's less than 10x. But, you know, if things get really wild, you know, if Bitcoin gets really wild and alts get really wild, we can certainly see this go 10x and go 350,000. And if things get even wilder, we could go even higher than that. The whole point of why I do this is a sample portfolio, by the way. But, you know, this kind of shows you my mindset into how I would populate my own portfolio. But the reason why I show you guys this is because you know, this proves my point that you just DCA over long haul and it works. And this has been ongoing since 2021. Am I go buy Strike? No, I don't see the point of it. You know, I don't get the point of Strike. Yes, it's a stock that you convert from MicroStrategy stock, but I don't get the point of it though. It's just another stock, but there's no purpose to it. I actually don't know why anyone would buy Strike, to be honest. Other than you could convert it. Oh, there's a dividend. Oh, okay, that's the big thing. There's a dividend at 8%. That's not bad. Dividend at 8%. You know how he's going to do it? Because he's taking your money and buying Bitcoin with it. And Bitcoin provides more than 8% yield. So that's how he's going to do it. So I guess that's the thing. And you could always, if MicroStrategy stock goes up a lot, you could always do a conversion. So there will always be, so Strike will always be 1/10 of what MicroStrategy stock. Because if it isn't, then people will just convert it. So whatever MicroStrategy stock will be, it will be 1/10 of it. But it may be more attractive to buy Strike because you're getting a dividend of 8%, where MicroStrategy does not give you a yield of 8%. That's interesting. That is interesting. This may make everyone just buy Strike instead. Why would anyone buy MicroStrategy then? Or hold MicroStrategy rather than Strike? I gotta do some research. I mean, I don't know why you would hold MicroStrategy over Strike then. If you could convert, first of all, it's a 10-to-1 ratio. It's a guaranteed conversion. And you get a yield. Does it go the other way? I'm wondering. I don't think it goes the other way, because all of you guys that have MicroStrategy, it'll be awesome if you could convert for 10 Strike tomorrow. Because if each Strike is $80, you would make out like a bandit, because MicroStrategy stock is only $350. You can convert for 10 Strike and get $800 worth of Strike, right? So that would be amazing. But I don't think they're going to allow you to convert from MicroStrategy to Strike. They will only allow you to go from Strike to MicroStrategy. Yeah, otherwise everyone would be doing it. I don't know. The math doesn't math. Why would anyone pay $80 for this when it's a 10-to-1 conversion? Then, you know, like if MicroStrategy stock is at $350, okay, it's $332. If you do a 10-to-1 conversion, so it should be worth $33. And they're selling them for $80. So I'm guessing this gets listed tomorrow at $80 and it tanks to $33. That's what I'm guessing is going to happen. There's no way it's going to stay at 80. Why would it stay at 80? It's going to tank to 1/10 of what MicroStrategy is. Unless MicroStrategy pumps up to $800 tomorrow, there's no way that this will stay at $80. I guess we'll see. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Rob Dog, thoughts on the 2025 Highlander? Not a fan. Highlander Max is good, but it's very expensive. This gives me a vibe of Evergrande. Feels weird. It does kind of feel weird. Would you buy it? I have a lot of MSTR, which is the 2x MST. I have a lot of MSTU, which is a 2x MSTR. And it has not been doing well because MicroStrategy stock has been tanking. And that doesn't give a yield, right? So if I was, I don't know. Like, I have to think about it. I don't know why anyone would hold MSTR over Strike. I don't know because Strike gives you a dividend and MSTR doesn't. So why would you hold MSTR? John, I know. You can't do the opposite because otherwise everyone would do it and make a ton of money. It's only if you go the opposite way. But I'm going to predict this comes out tomorrow at 80 and then it's going to tank to 30 something dollars. So anyone that, well, I'll cover it tomorrow. But I don't think it's going to tank right away. But tomorrow I won't be able to stream in the morning. I give you guys a heads up. I'm just going to record a quick video. But I'm assuming when this lists tomorrow, by the end of the day, it's probably going to tank to like 30 something dollars. So if you guys are thinking about it, I would recommend not buying it at opening bell. All right, guys. That's it. The big news of the day is, of course, MicroStrategy converting to strategy, Bitcoin strategy. There's a lot more goodness to come, guys. You just got to have patience. We'll see what happens tomorrow. All right. Stay strong, my friends. Smash it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Oh my God, that's a big super chat, man. Durson SD. Appreciate that. Huge $100 super chat. Really appreciate it. Thank you. And you sent a $10 one too. I didn't see that. So you sent $110. Appreciate it, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Have a good night. Take care.